Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Rob Van Dam, listening to True Hill Heat. Pow.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for our WWE Clash in Paris 2025 review. Discussing yesterday's show from Paris, France, the first WWE premium live event from Paris. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about as the man has come to clean up her husband's messy vision that he's been messing up in for the last couple of months. But yes, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about much more. And to do that, I am joined by one of the good brothers here. You saw him here with me for the TNA Slammiversary review. He showed up on our call-in episode a couple of weeks back as well. Always here for a good time and a good rant. Chase Oliver, how are you feeling?
Feeling great, SP3. Super excited to talk about Clash in Paris. Bonjour, s'il vous plaît. That's all I know in France. French.
Pretty good. That's the most we're gonna get from either one of us, because I'll save that to you. You did that pretty well there. But yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. That helps out the YouTube algorithms. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of of course, you can sound off in the comment section if you're watching us on demand. If you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you. Hear your thoughts on WWE Clash in Paris 2025 and what you think about Becky Lynch joining the Vision or John Cena versus Logan Paul. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, whatever you want to talk about, we're here to talk about it today. And of course, to make sure we talk about it, to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen and you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We already got in the live chat with us today. We got Terrence Sullivan, who says, hello, everyone. We got Zach, who says, National Cherry Popover Day. Oh. SP3 and Chase. I've had a cherry turnover before, but I've never had a cherry popover.
I totally misread that. I thought he was talking about a different cherry pop, like popping, the cherry. That's what I thought he was talking about. Wasn't expecting there was actually a food item.
I'm that's what I'm guessing, because that would be a little bit too vulgar for Zach. I'll be ashamed of that. We got Dre, who says, I want to stun Paul Heyman as well. SMA. Oh. Well, technically he didn't get stunned. He got choked the hell out
by Roman Reigns' biceps. Lucky ass man, dude. Yeah, I wish that was me. I would be like, yeah, Tribal Chief, just squeeze a little harder. I'd be like right there,
There's a bunch of women who would say the same thing.
Yeah.
They would love that. We got Edgar, who says, I hate how immediately interested I'm into Becky joining Seth. LOL. Just let Becky do the talking and Seth stand there while fans sing his song. Yeah, if you want people to sing your song so bad you won't change it, then let Becky do all the promo work for you. That's fine. I'm happy because that's WWE listening to me, because I've been saying it for months now. That I was like, he got one of the greatest of all time in his house. He could just get advice in the bedroom. It was so bad, and he's been such the least interesting part of the Vision that he had to get her to be part of the group altogether.
Yeah, you know how you and Jimmy, you guys will always talk about an AE Ramble, like when someone's 2K rating goes down and stuff. That's Seth sometimes when he's like the World Heavyweight Champion. His 2K rating just goes down for whatever reason. It's like whenever he's champion, that's when my interest in the product is literally like at its lowest. And I feel like he goes from a 95 overall performer to like when he's world champion, he's like 82 at best. Like he'll still do good matches, but as far as the entertainment, I'm just like, oh, please just take the fucking belt off him. It's like, it's just excruciating. It's nauseating. And I think there's only one world title reign I've enjoyed from Seth. And that was like the initial, like the first time he held this stupid belt, the World Heavyweight Championship. That was the only world title. Every other title reign, hated. I hated his first title reign. All he was doing was like, where's my statue, Steen? Where's my statue? He had J&J security. He was pissing his pants when Brock Lesnar came out. Like, the fuck is this? The Universal title reigns, like, god damn. I wish Vince would have just gave up on him after that horrible match with Jon Moxley at TLC. He should have just ended it. Like, who cares if Roman's coming back from leukemia? Just give it to Roman Reigns.
Was it with Jon Moxley? Oh, you're talking about TLC 2018.
Yeah, because Vince almost changed his whole plans because that match sucked really bad. Because like they main evented that show, and the whole idea was, oh yeah, this will help Seth become the baby. And then Vince hated that match so much he almost scrapped his whole plans, but he couldn't find anyone else. Like he couldn't trust Braun Strowman to be a normal human being, and Roman was still recovering from his leukemia, so he's like, well, I have to go with Seth. And then both his Universal title reigns at that time, horrible. And of course, Becky had to save that first one. He had to save that first Universal title reign. So, yeah, nothing about Seth.
There's going to be a lot of fans that watch that stuff from 2019 and are hesitant about them, basically being like, oh, Becky and Seth, it didn't work in 2019. It's not going to work now. Well, first of all, I think it is different having them work as heels. Having them work as heels, that's one thing. Secondly, they're working with Paul Heyman. So I think Paul Heyman will basically get them to kind of put the traits about them together in their chemistry out there, and highlight the strengths instead of the weaknesses, like WWE tend to do. And most of all, the reason that it didn't work in 2019 is because it was a cuckold relationship, and it was uncomfortable to watch.
Yep. It was like he had a shirt called "The Man's Man." I was just like, oh my God, burn that shirt, bro. Like, you should not be having that shirt. You shouldn't have allowed WWE Shop to make that shirt. You should have been like, nah, I love my girlfriend or fiance, whatever they were at the time. But maybe I shouldn't have a shirt that makes me less dominant, especially in pro wrestling where it's a male-dominated sport. Like, and it didn't make sense for the characters at the time. Seth was just kind of, I don't know what his character was. He was just a guy that liked fire, I guess, burn it down. And Becky was this badass tweener. She wasn't even a babyface, really. She was like a tweener that was getting cheered and stuff, like, because no one liked Ronda, because Ronda was just Ronda, and Charlotte is just Charlotte. So it's like, well, Becky's cooler than both of these two women, so we have to cheer her. But Becky was like a badass on her own, and Seth was like, cool, you beat Brock Lesnar, buddy. Like that didn't impress me in 2019. I'm sorry, I've seen a bunch of people.
You're the Beast Slayer.
Yeah, the Beast.
You were the King Slayer. Now you're the Beast Slayer. Yeah.
All these Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons nicknames, like, bro, like, let's stop. Yeah, it didn't work.
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, well, it didn't work in 2019. I expect better results in 2025, but not in 2019. It didn't work.
No, it did not work at all. We got Greg Carter II who says, didn't watch any part of the show, but I'm here. This is what I like, the dedication from our community. This is why our community is the best community. Kind of like what Davion says here. He says, Chase is here. THH is the greatest wrestling channel platform in the world. Thank you for those kind words. We're trying to get there. But if you think we're there already, we appreciate you. We need that kind of support out there. We got Chuck Berry's also saying Seth Quinn has a nice ring to it.
Sure.
You don't like it? You don't like it? You're not a fan?
No fan.
Fair. All right. Well, the main show, the Clash in Paris, kicked off with Jey Uso, CM Punk, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, and The Vision. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Logan Paul were shown arriving at the venue in Paris. Then we kick off the show with our opening contest, which was Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman in his corner going one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Reigns came out to a massive ovation from this Paris crowd. They were singing Roman Reigns as he was still making his entrance during his theme song. They gave Roman the long, big superstar stadium-esque entrance. The Paris crowd ate it all up. This match did not start until about 14 minutes into the show. Reigns and Reed, they stalled for about like 3 minutes before they really got going in this one. Reigns had the early edge until he failed to hit a Samoan drop on Bronson Reed. Remember that, because that would become the key by the end of the matchup. Reigns collapsed under Reed's weight, and Reed followed by slamming Reigns against the announce table a few times. He then came back in. He cleared one announce table, and Reigns fought him off. He cleared the other announce table. Back in the ring, Reed hits the world's strongest slam for a 2 count. Reed took full control. He got a shin lock before Reigns was able to fight back, but Reed cut him off, and he was easily able to hit a Samoan drop of his own. Reed started posing with the Shula Fala before Roman was able to cut him off again. Reed then tried to remove Roman's shoes, but Reigns fought back with clotheslines and uppercuts. He started fighting, coming back on him and making his comeback here. We get the drive-by drop kick on the outside. Reed blocked a Superman punch and hits a Uranagi into a senton for a 2 count. Then you get Reed avoided another Superman punch and then hits a Death Valley driver. Reed was about to fly through the ropes with Reigns outside of the ring, but Reigns was able to cut him off, and he hit a Superman punch. He followed up with another one in the ring, but he was only able to get a 2, and Roman was very surprised. Reigns went to the corner, and he went for a spear, but Reed was able to cut him off. He hits a shotgun dropkick. Roman rolls to the outside, and Reed followed up with a tope suicida, taking out Roman, taking back control of the matchup. Reed slipped Reigns into the ring and went for the tsunami, but Reigns was able to move out the way. There was a cool spot where Reigns went for a spear, but Reed was able to block it. And literally at this point, commentary is like really putting over the story is that Reigns, anything that Reigns had for Reed in this matchup, he was ready for. He had an answer for it. He had a counter for it or a block for it. And he showed it there with the sit-out powerbomb, only getting a 2 count though. Reed goes to the top rope, but Roman cuts him off. He hits a Superman punch, a Samoan drop off the middle rope, following up from how the match started. And then he finally finishes him off with the spear. 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. Roman Reigns picks up the victory here against Bronson Reed. His first singles win, I believe, since the premiere of the Raw on Netflix back in January. After the matchup, you get Roman. He's posing on the announce table. So Heyman goes and checks on Reed in the ring, but Roman notices. Roman goes into the ring and he confronts Paul Heyman. As Heyman begs him off, Heyman gave Roman, he was giving him the ones up. He's like, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. I acknowledge you. And he tells him, give me my shoes. Heyman gave Roman his shoes. He smiled. He raised the shoes high in the air as the fans cheered, which was funny. Then Roman then grabbed up Heyman, puts him in the guillotine, and chokes the Oracle out. Reigns then signs his old shoes. He chucked them into the crowd as we get a happy ending with Roman standing tall. Oh, so we thought, because out of nowhere came Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker delivers one of the most thunderous spears you will see this year. Probably second behind the Carlito one that everybody will replay at the end of the year. But this was up there because he just comes out of nowhere. You just see him come out the crowd. He jumps on the French announce table, runs across it, jumps from the French announce table to the English announce table, spears the hell out of Roman, and takes him out. Roman sold this like death. The crowd reacted big to this. You get Breakker and Reed. They dragged a lifeless Paul Heyman to the back as officials helped Reigns to his feet. Reigns was defiant and did not want their help. As he talked around ringside, Breakker looked back and saw what was happening. So he decides to sprint down the aisle and deliver a second thunderous spear. Freaking jumped like 20 feet to do that one spear. They brought him then back into the ring. Reed wanted his heat back this time. He delivers a thunderous tsunami. Then we get medics coming in, officials. They finally get the Vision out of the ring. They have left Reigns helpless and injured and hurt. We get the medics coming in and they get the stretcher out. Reigns is not going to be able to leave on his own power anymore. They strap him to a stretcher. Then all of a sudden, Bronson Reed is back. He's back again. Reed gets all the medics out the ring. Breakker gets all the medics out the ring, and Reed delivers another tsunami with Roman strapped to the stretcher, which was ridiculous. You get Jey Uso then runs out in his street clothes, no music either, to chase the heels from the ring. He delivers super kicks to Reed and Breakker. However, when he goes to check on Roman, Breakker comes back. He tries to attack him. Jay tries to fight back on the attack, but then Reed gets on the apron. He fights him off, and he turns around right into a Breakker spear. Reed wanted to give Jay a tsunami, but officials finally did their job and got him away. Security was out there as well. Reed ran around the ring, and he was able to, though, go around the ring, and he hits a third tsunami to Roman, who's still strapped to the stretcher. Finally, security and officials get the Vision out of there. We get the medics. They strap Roman to the stretcher. They put him on the stretcher and the gurney, and he's rolled out of the building. We were informed later in the show that Roman Reigns was escorted to not a medical facility, but a hospital. So Nice change of pace. Nice change of pace there. After a brief, I guess you can call it for WWE standard, commercial, we get a livid Adam Pearce who kicked Reed and Breakker out of the building. They weren't happy about that because Rollins' match was happening later tonight, but he said that they would be suspended without pay if they did not leave, so they had to be escorted out of the building. This whole first match, entrance, intro, and then the post-match, and then what we saw backstage with Pearson, the Braun Stars. 1 hour of this show. Like, and you know what's the funniest thing? Is that the pace got better as the show went on. This got way too much time, so they had to hurry and cut down on commercials and downtime and stuff. Still, there was like 20-25 minutes between matches, but nonetheless, the match, really well done. I thought it was really well laid out in basically, I've said this before on the channel, I think very recently, where I said one of my favorite tropes or things in a wrestling matchup is when the loser is the one who looks the strongest in the matchup, because I think that's the purpose, especially when you have such a mega star, top star like Roman facing someone who's on the come up or, you know, in the mid card like Bronson Reed. You want him to come out looking very strong, despite the fact he has no way he's going to win this matchup, but he has to look like he can win this matchup. He has to look like the dominant one. I thought the story of the matchup with Reed having a counter, having a block for everything that Roman offered, I thought that was a strong story. I thought they performed it very well. I thought Roman was very good with his selling. He's gotten very good at showing off his athleticism now that he's a babyface as well. The crowd ate it up. The crowd added a lot to the matchup. So overall, the match, very good start to the show. I give it 3 3/4 stars. As far as the post-match, it was a little overdrawn out. It was a little overdrawn out.
Oh,
like, I understand.
Let's get rid of it.
I understand we have to write off Roman Reigns. We have to make it, you know, as dramatic as possible. But the best thing you did was the first thing you did, and then you just kept dragging it out. And it's like a law of diminishing returns. Like, Jay should have been out there way before he was able to. I thought that the overall, though, the post-match was good because it was effective in making the Braun Stars look like the Beast. And after this segment, I'm like, why do they need Seth Rollins? Like, honestly, I was like, why do they need Seth Rollins? We would find out later in the night they need him for his wife. But at that point of the show, I'm just like, why do you need Seth Rollins for? This group looks way better without Seth. They look like an absolute threat to everybody on the roster. You're putting over 2 young guys that are not main eventers and making new stars in the process. And this is like the antithesis of like legacy with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase from 2009, where they were the young guys in the main event scene, mixing it up with the top guys, but they never really looked like a threat on their own. This is like the opposite of that, where you have these 2 guys who always look like a threat when they're on their own. It's when they're with Seth, they look lesser than.
Yeah. It's like their 2K rating goes down when they're hanging out with Seth Rollins. It's just like, what happened? Like, I thought Bronson Reed was this badass. No, I did like this opening match. Very good stuff. Bronson Reed, like, I've been on this train for a while, man. You guys can hop on. You can hop on the hype train of Bronson Reed. I know, I get it. People remember the NXT days and stuff. This is a whole new wrestler. My one friend texted me how crazy it would be if Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns and Okada in their prime, and I was like, one, he's not beating Roman Reigns in his prime. Like,
yeah, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. So,
but that would be a tip of the cap if you beat Okada and Roman Reigns in your prime. Amazing stuff. But yeah, no, I like you said, I like that too, because like when Bronson Reed was able to counter the spear, counter everything, just made it seem like Roman Reigns, who always is in control of his matches. Like, when is Roman Reigns not in control and stuff? And so Roman now wrestling a much more different style than he's used to, because he's no longer the like the heel. Everyone says heel. I've always viewed him as a baby face. Everyone says he's a heel. I thought he was a caring baby face. He just did things his own way. Like, people need to understand that. But instead of like him beating someone down, talking shit and stuff, he is the one that's getting beaten down, and he can't really talk his shit no more and stuff. But Bronson Reed looked good in this match. And I get it. People get mad when like top stars don't win. Like, how we create new stars if they don't win matches? It's like, guys, this is Clash in Paris, a show that you people say is a nothing show. It means nothing. Why would you have Roman Reigns lose on a nothing show just for the like? Why would you do this? And are you guys really going to pay for a Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed multi-match feud? No, the multi-match feud, if there's anyone in the Braun stores or this division that you want to see, is Bron Breakker. So if Roman Reigns is going to lose to any of Seth's underlings, it should be Bron Breakker. That's where I'll be like, come on, Roman. Yeah. You don't have to say that don't work for me, brother. That don't work for me. Yeah. We can put over Bron Breakker, but really, to be honest, they did a good job. Roman Reigns gets the win. Bronson Reed, the post-match was just way too long. Jey Uso, get off FaceTime with Jada Parker. You don't need to talk to her at this time. Come help your damn cousin. Your cousin's getting his ass beat. Big Jim. Last time I checked, Big Jim, you're not pregnant. Your wife is. You better be helping the tribal chief. Like,
nah, he went back home after SmackDown to be with wifey. Yeah, he had to be there for wifey.
He should always be there for the OTC one. This is ridiculous. Booking.
His service is over. Apparently, that's what I heard.
Yeah, Jacob Batu, you can't find a way to like just redeem yourself. I don't know, but. Yeah, I know the post match. Oh my! I literally looked at the clock and I was like, "There's no way this has gone 50 minutes." I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. I was just like, 50 minutes for this shit? Like, what is this? An extended Monday Night Raw opening? Like, Jesus, move on. Like, we get it. He's getting his ass kicked. Like, oh, but yeah, no good.
That's why I understand the people who say like this felt like a Monday Night Raw show with a hot crowd. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, because of this opening.
Oh yeah,
this matchup. This match was
second match they put out. After I was watching Monday Night Raw, I was like, oh my god, these idiots! Like, why do they exist? Not the Street Profits, the other team they had to face.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But we would find out during the Street Profits entrance why this match was happening. But we'll get to that shortly here. We got here in the chat. Yeah, I did like this. This was why I do give this show points. They actually had a new stage.
Do you know why?
Had the Eiffel Tower as the stage.
Do you know why, Annika? This was a Riyadh season show, so they had more money to spend. So they are able to make a nice stage because it's a Riyadh season show. So which means they have that made me was all like, oh, that's why Roman's working this show. It's a Riyadh season show. Paycheck's bigger and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. That's why paycheck's bigger. It's a bigger paycheck show. So like instead of how much they make in Saudi. They're pretty much making the same thing, but they don't have to go to Saudi because it's a Riyadh season show. I mean, I don't know if you knew it was Riyadh season because we had a bunch of adverts for Crawford versus Canelo every other fucking break. I was just like, look, I'm hyped for that boxing match too, but do I need to be reminded that it's happening? Oh, SP3, did you know that ESPN's picking up WWE? Because that was another commercial I saw a cajillion times. Better tell your wrestling
Did you know that it's Riyadh season?
Yeah, it's Riyadh season. Oh, yeah, dude. They're kicking off all the events that I've already seen. Oh my god, the same 3 commercials kept playing. I was like, where's my shitty WWE shop commercial I missed where they played this epic music? I didn't see that once.
This is why I was thankful that I was watching it on delay. And I was able to mostly avoid all spoilers. It was like one thing on the show that I was spoiled on, but everything else.
He's a good wrestling fan. He avoids social media. All the other idiot wrestling fans are on social media. Why'd you spoil me? I didn't get to see it. What? You're on social media. You spoiled me.
No, that's your fault. That's your fault. Yeah, I hate that as an excuse. But yes, we got our boy Dion Jenkins in the chat, one of our members of the channel, who says just got catching up on the show in 2 times speed. LOL. I'm here for the Seth criticism. This guy is the lamest part of this group. Yes, adding your wife does not make you like, oh, at least I'm cooler than her. No, you have like the coolest wife ever.
Yeah. You have a wife that's on an all-time run with the mid-card title. Like, her promos have just been... I honestly, I know she's done some great promos. I think her Dublin promo, or wherever that they were at in Ireland, that's my favorite Becky promo so far of this run. That shit was great. How, like, the fans ate up to it. Like, she was getting booed and stuff. Everything about that promo, I was just like, you're so fucking good on the mic, Becky. Like, every time... I used to not like Becky on the mic, and now, ever since this run, I've been, like, in love. But that's my favorite, probably, like, just promo in general from WWE. Like, that promo right there, I'm like, wow, that's so good. Like, you when you want people to get heat, when you're trying to show young wrestlers how you get heat, especially in your own hometown, show that fucking promo. Fantastic work by Becky Lynch.
I still think it's the explanation of why she turned after she attacked Lyra at Backlash.
Take out the garbage.
Yeah. I have to do everything.
I take out the garbage, and you don't thank me for taking out the garbage. You bet that I take out the garbage.
I love that your Becky Lynch accent is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. I can only do a Conor McGregor. I don't know how to do all these other Irish motherfuckers out there, mate. It's fucking ridiculous. Rebecca Quinn, I'll see you inside the WWE one day.
We got Davion who says Braun versus Roman will be awesome. Yeah, what do you think? Where do you think they're gonna do this matchup? Because this feels like the matchup that they've been building ever since WrestleMania, and now you did a second time where Braun has done this, like he did at the Raw at the WrestleMania, taking out Roman in like a major angle like this. But this is even bigger, where I would think that Roman's gonna be out at least until the build to Survivor Series with this one. So I can see him I can see all these guys a part of War Games, but then that asks the question, what are you doing something? Is WWE going to do something special or are they going to stack the last Saturday night's main event in December with Cena's final matchup? Are they going to do something for the start of the year on Netflix? It's been 1 year on Netflix. Are they going to do something special there? Do you save this matchup for the Royal Rumble, or is this your WrestleMania matchup? Because I don't usually I would be like, oh yeah, this is for sure going to be the WrestleMania match. But now because of what happened last year, where I was fairly confident around this time last year, I was like, oh yeah, Roman and Solo probably be the WrestleMania match. Like there has to be a reason why they've been holding off on that so long. But it also Solo did not have the best performances in the opportunities that he had last summer. But I was thinking that's probably the only reason why they've held off on doing the singles match. But they had that big Netflix premiere. Now you don't have that at the start of the year. So are they going to save this for WrestleMania? What do you think with the Roman versus Braun matchup?
Man, it's so hard with Triple H's timeline. He likes to extend everything. Like, I want to say WrestleMania because that will keep Braun away from becoming a world heavyweight title contender. But then it's like, does that scream WrestleMania for Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns versus Bron Breakker? Like, yeah, for us wrestling fans, but like WrestleMania has become more for like, how can we get like casuals to come to this event and spend all their money and become WWE fans again? So maybe Survivor Series. Like I don't know, because like War Games, like do you need Steph's team in this? Like maybe they'll like Cody loves being in War Games. I could see like where it's like Cody, Cena, Randy, and a bunch of baby. Like I could see it where it's like the SmackDown match and Raw with their talent-rich women's division. They all have their War Games and stuff like that. So yeah, like maybe Survivor Series. That would be a perfect show. Petco, San Diego, Roman's like, I can go on first. I'll put him over. It'll look nice inside a baseball stadium. I'm out of there. Like, because like Roman versus Braun, because you guys got to understand, Roman's opening or main eventing. So you have to understand this. Like, and if you're telling a consumer, yeah, you're going to pay this money for WrestleMania, but Roman Reigns is opening. I don't know. Like after Roman Reigns opens, what's going to follow after that? Like, especially WrestleMania, like you got to get the people a reason to stay, like for WrestleMania. So it's like, I don't know if Braun's there yet for WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. Like,
can they get him there in the next 6 months?
Not with Triple H's booking. If this was anyone else, I would. If this was Vince, yes, 100%. Because Vince knew how to force people. Vince knew how to. He forced Roman Reigns down our throats and Seth Rollins down our throats. Like he knows how to do that. Like Vince is like, I don't care if the audience likes this. I'm doing it. I get what I want and stuff. And then if you don't please him, he just won't put you over. That's just how it works and stuff. So like. With Braun, it's because they're going to just keep him doing this like be a background character when Seth's on TV, and he's just going to do his spear spots, and like he's just not there yet. He's not on that Batista level yet, where you're just like, okay, let's get. He should be there, but you know, it's Triple H. He wants to tell the story. It's a layer of an onion. He's barely peeled the layers. Like I don't know why he takes forever for shit. It's wrestling, dude. Like Obafemi's being wasted on NXT. I had to sit here and watch this great. He's there, you know. Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu are lucky Obafemi's being wasted in NXT, because otherwise he would take their jobs in a heartbeat. But yeah, I want them to, but I don't know. Like Braun would have to win the world title, but you know, he doesn't do this. Like the world title only changes hands on Big Four pay-per-views or PLEs under Triple H. So yeah, I don't know.
It's been mostly like the same 6-7 guys who are world titles basically. Yeah,
he's not of age yet. You have to be 35 plus to win these prestigious titles, SP3. He wants your 35.
Let me check your ID. Oh no, you're not ready yet.
That's why Oba, you gotta fake your birth certificate. You know how we thought you were like 22, and then it turned out you're actually like 25. Be like, actually, Mr. H, I'm actually 36, and then it's like, oh,
Oh,
perfect.
get him called up. Get him called up.
Called up.
Pronto. Win
World
all
title.
the titles.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're 35 plus, then you can touch a title in WWE. Like the mid-card title, but the World title. Like think of the last few world champions. You can't name anyone that's under 35. And that I used to say under 30, but you can't name anyone under 35 now. Like that's where it's at with these world titles.
Yeah, it's insane. But let's talk about the next couple of things that they had. They first had Jelly Roll and Post Malone in the front row together ahead of their concert tour. They were there to watch the show. You also then had our tag team title match, WWE Tag Team Championship. The Street Profits, who were in Borderlands 2 inspired gear. Just in case you were wondering why they put this match up with no build on this show, they needed one for the sponsorship. Yay!
Actually, there was build. Bo Dallas talked to them backstage, and
Shut up. That's not build. It's just Bo Dallas being stupid.
It's just 1 week. 1 week of just let's do this segment just in case people say this. But yes, this matchup here, you have the Wyatt Six defending the WWE Tag Team titles against Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. This second match started about an hour into the show. Angelo Dawkins sent Montez Ford to the apron to start the matchup, saying that he wanted to start the match. Like out of nowhere, the Street Profits had issues with one another, which was kind of weird to me because I watched the show weekly and I was just like, I know someone's gonna actually they did a segment with Bo Dallas and he did some dissension and they always get axed if they're gonna have problems and no, this was not at all. This is no build at all. It just came out of nowhere and didn't even pay off in the fucking matchup. Ridiculous. We get Ford tagging himself in after Dawkins' initial exchange with Dexter Lumis didn't go so well. The Wyatts worked over Ford until Dawkins made a hot tag. Dawkins ran wild for a bit. He hit Gacy with a senton bomb for a 2 count. The teams exchanged moves until Dawkins and Ford hit Gacy with an electric chair blockbuster combo, but Lumis broke up the cover. Ford missed a frog splash, which led to a messed up spot. Gacy went to use Lumis as a weapon, but Ford just fell down before he was hit. Yeah, he tried to use him like a helicopter spin on his shoulders. And I think that Ford was supposed to duck, but he just laid there for him to basically Gacy to drop Lumis on him, which was so weird and probably one of the weirdest things on the show. They got a 2 count after Dawkins broke up the cover. Dawkins tackled Gacy into the barricade, but he became distracted with Eric Rowan. So Lumis tackled Dawkins over the barricade behind the referee's back. Ford wiped out Lumis and Rowan with his crazy leaping dive over the ring post, which looked great here. Then you get hiding under the ring was none other than Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross grabs Ford, preventing him from going back into the ring. So then Uncle Howdy could get up behind the referee's back. He drops Ford with the Sister Abigail on the floor before Gacy and Lumis in the ring. They set up Ford for the combo, sit out powerbomb and neck breaker that they are now calling the Plague to get the 1, 2, 3 and retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. This match was kind of just there. The Street Profits, they work hard. I appreciate Montez Ford. He's gotten his little thing over, especially in France. They were all into that so much. And he worked hard in this matchup. So did Angelo Dawkins. For what they do, so did Gacy and Lumis. They're just not the best team. And when you have such rich talent in the SmackDown tag team division, I just don't understand why the Wyatt Six are your tag team champions. This has been one of the more underwhelming returns that I've seen on WWE TV in quite some time. As far as the match goes, like I said, it was fine. I give it 2. No, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I think that's fair. Chase, what did you think?
I didn't watch this match. I'm going to be that honest. I want to watch. I watched South Carolina take on Virginia Tech. Much more interesting storyline. Shane Beamer, son of legendary head coach Frank Beamer, who made Vautech the program that it is, returning to Virginia Tech to take on his dad's old school. Very good stuff. I had this playing in the background and stuff, listening to commentary. It just didn't sound interesting to me. I don't care about the Wild Six. I don't care about this oogly boogly nonsense. We are wasting Fraxium. We are wasting the Motor City Machine Guns. We are wasting DIY. We are wasting the Lucha Cousins. We are wasting every single tag team on SmackDown. Can we get some of these idiots, put them on Raw, please? Please. If you're going to waste my time with this oogly boogly nonsense, like, goddamn, like, what power does Bray Wyatt have over Triple H? Is this in his will? Was this something that he left behind when he passed? But please, you got to push Taylor. You got to push my vision, my idea. This idea sucks. I hope it disappears after this Halloween Horror Nights, after they have their little fun house being over there at Universal Studios. I'm done with this. I'm done with the Wyatt Six. I refuse to watch them. I just refuse to watch them. I want to prove a point that I don't care about these people. Cool entrance, cool theme song. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. God rest his soul. But I am so sick and tired of oogly boogly nonsense. It doesn't work in the Lord's year of 2025. No one's the Undertaker anymore, walking with thunderbolts. No one is Kane with this fire. You guys don't do shit. You're just freaks in masks. That's all you are, man. That's all you are. It's just little freaks in masks cosplaying, making me hate tag team wrestling. I hate you guys so much. Like, this is all you guys do, is make me hate tag team wrestling. Like, anytime, bro. And then you put the two worst individuals in the fucking match. Joe Gacy. All Joe Gacy is good for is being a fat dude to do some cartwheels. And Dexter Lumis, this guy cannot wrestle out of a paper bag. Like, he's been ass in TNA. He's ass in NXT. He's ass now. His best run was literally just him being a weirdo backstage. That's it. That's it. Like, this guy stinks in the ring. Like, absolutely horrible. I would watch Eric Rowan wrestle Big Show 10 times before I watch Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis do a tag team match. Like, Eric Rowan at least can do a cartwheel kick or bicycle kick, whatever the fuck he does. He's at least somewhat athletic. And what injury does Bo Dallas have? Like, is he just like permanently injured? Like what's wrong with this guy? He can't wrestle. Like, if there's anyone I want to see wrestle out of this group, it's Bo Dallas. He's at least more competent than anyone else in the ring and stuff. And poor Nikki Cross, Ash, whatever the fuck her name is, nothing. She's just Abby the Witch, oogly boogly. I feel like we're missing another member of this family. I feel like there's someone that I forgot to roast in this Wyatt Six rant, but one of them. But yeah, no, I refuse to watch them. I don't care who's wrestling them. It's sad to say, like, I'll miss a Motor City Machine Guns match because of the fact that the Wyatt Six are wrestling them, because I refuse to watch them. I don't find them entertaining. But we're wasting this great tech. Like, right now, bro, Fraxium, they could, instead of Dark State being my NXT, Fraxium just stayed at NXT.
All that.
When Shawn Michaels went to them cross-eyed and said, "Oh, you got to put over Hank and Tank," been like, "Nah, brothers, that doesn't work for us. We're keeping the tag." Hank and Tank didn't do shit with the tag team titles anyways, and it's just like they lost to Dark State and all that other crap. Like, fuck, man, Fraxium. How did Fraxium go from, man, these guys next, these guys are next, these guys are up, to now it's like, okay, Fraxium. Cool. Like, put them on Raw. Do something.
Raw. I said this from the beginning. They should have put them on Raw. When they put them on SmackDown, I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. They can have great matches with all of these teams, but they don't really need Fraxium when you have the Street Profits, DIY, and Motor City Machine Guns, and Pretty Deadly, and those Garza. Like, they had so many teams at that time. It didn't make any sense to put Fraxium over there. When they did that annoyed me.
Like, SmackDown, I get it. Like, you have to have balance. You need to, like, I get it. Like, oh, this cool idea of having this great tag team with all these great tag team wrestlers. No, like, have Fraxium's like the cool tag team on Raw, and then we just say, man, imagine when they get mixed up with Motor City. Oh, imagine maybe like, that's what you blew your wad. Now we've seen them wrestle all these guys in like 7-minute matches because they don't get time on television. And now my interest in watching Fraxium wrestle those teams are like, sure. Like, if they do a 2 out of 3 falls match, I'll tune in. Will I enjoy it? I'm not sure, but sure. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, man, it just frustrates me because I really do love tag team wrestling. Tag team wrestling is amazing. The Motor City Machine Guns, like, when people always talk about their greatest tag teams, I'm like, y'all better put respect on Motor City Machine Guns' names. Like, they are number 3, if not number 2, depending on who you argue with. Like, you gotta put respect on these motherfuckers' names, and my boys are just enhancement talents now. They just what happened?
How would you rank? I won't do blind ranking like we do on the flagship.
Okay.
But
I saw that. Those are fun. When I watched the THH podcast back, I saw you guys do the blind rankings. I liked it.
Yes. I'll give you 5 tag teams, and you tell me how you rank it. This is what most people would answer as like the greatest tag teams of like the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Motor City Machine Guns, the Young Bucks, the Briscoes, FTR, and I mean, I'll do 6: Usos and New Day. I think those are the common answers of the last 25 years.
So keep in mind, this is without bias. So like if it was bias, Usos are number 1 because I'm a bloodline mark. But without bias, Young Bucks are number 1. I'll put Motor City at number 2, Briscoes at 3. Actually, FTR at 3, Briscoes at 4, New Day at 5, Usos at 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to flip it because like FTR did a lot. Like they did a lot. Like Briscoe's early days, yes, amazing. But then like they kind of Jay kind of did his own thing as a single star and stuff. So like like they weren't really like teaming all that much. But like FTR, especially like the run that they went on and stuff. Like I have to give them more props than the Briscoes at that point in time and stuff. Like they had that. They had like there was a point in time FTR was like super hot and over. The Young Bucks, they changed the whole game. Like they changed like people's perceptions of wrestling. Like I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan, but I can admit like they've changed the game of professional wrestling. Hell, they got a second wrestling company in the mainstream because of their style and stuff. So as much as I don't like the Young Bucks, you can't deny result. It's like me. I don't like Peyton Manning, but I can't deny how great he was as a quarterback and stuff like that. That's how it is with the Young Bucks and stuff. Like the Usos and the New Day, the reason why the Usos are so low is just because it's like, bro, they had so many years where they were just like doing jack shit all, bro. They were just like they were like my Motor City Machine Guns, just not doing anything. Motor City, the reason why I have them number 2 is just because everything they did for TNA, just them as a team, like they literally brought like the X Division style to that tag team wrestling scene that we haven't seen in quite some time. Like London and Kendrick were like the little like catalyst of like, oh, this is what happens when you put light heavyweights with these heavyweight tag teams. But Motor City took it to a next level. Like the beer money matches. Yeah. You can't tell me you weren't seated every time when they had the best of 5. I was seated. I was watching. I literally, my first date in high school, I canceled it because I could not miss Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money. That's how much I was invested in the Motor City Machine Guns and stuff. But yeah, no, Motor City, I think. And then also, too, it's just like a lot of teams, when you ask them, hey, who's your favorite tag team? They will literally say Motor City. So it's just like, okay, yeah, if Motor City being put up there, they're being put up there and stuff. So I have to put them number 2, but I can understand if someone says Briscoes 2 and FTR 3 and stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably go Box 1, Briscoes 2, Machine Guns, FTR, New Day, Usos.
Yeah, New Day historically did a lot more than the Usos. Like they just did. Like I love the Usos, but their run didn't really come until like until they turned heel, and then when they aligned with our tribal chief, like that's really the Usos run. Like you telling me you enjoyed the Usos when they were coming out in swim trunks and they had the face paint and they're doing the Tongan dance to nothing, like and like you were hyped for that. I wasn't. Every time I heard that theme song, I was like, just turn off the TV. Like
let me turn this shit down when I'm on top. You my crew.
I was like, what is this shit?
In my group.
I did like their matches with the Wyatt family. Those are the only matches that I loved from the Usos at that
Those
time.
were dope. The Shield match from Money in the Bank 2013 was fantastic. They had great matches with the Rhodes brothers as well. Like that was that run when they did get the face paint and the new entrance is when they really started their rise. Like, for them and for like newer fans, they'll say, oh, their turn to the Uso Penitentiary is what really changed their career. It took it to a next level for sure. Yeah. But I really feel like the rise of the Usos in the start of their legacy is that turn to the face paint and the dance, the tribal Samoan dance.
Yeah.
We do have a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, what do you guys think is in the future for Montez Ford? And I guess Angelo Dawkins as well. Damn, I guess. For Montez Ford, I think he has all the potential to be a Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion guy. If he can find the right character as a, I think if the Street Profits, if this is the start of like the Street Profits go, Montez turning heel on Angelo or Angelo turning heel on Montez, I think Montez is the one I have more faith in, because I think that he can succeed as either, a very underdog, plucky babyface that can do like the high flying moves. He's very impressive what he can do in the ring. Or he can be a heel because he has that type of charisma and he can get nasty and he can get aggressive. So I think that his future is bright if he has the right spotlight, the right highlight, the right booker who will do that for him. And I'm not saying that Triple H doesn't see his skin color. So, I mean, and Angelo Dawkins, I think that he's going to do much better than people think he will.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he will do better than Montez, but I'm thinking that he's going to do much better than people think he was, because this whole talk of Street Profits making up started really got its biggest and its peak 2 years ago.
Yeah.
After the Elimination Chamber that Montez was in, where he just had a breakout performance. I was like, oh, what if these guys split? And then Angelo immediately, it was almost immediate, he took that as a chip on his shoulder, and he started having some of the best performances of his career. He just started balling out in these tag team matches. You would say he was the MVP of a lot of the Street Profits tag team matches. So I can expect him, people saying, oh, you're the Marty Jannetty, you're going to fail on your own, him having that another chip on his shoulder and really over delivering.
If I know WWE, we have high potential for Montez Ford, but somehow, some way, Angelo Dawkins has outlasted him in the company and is doing much more than him. So
usually how it works.
Usually how it works and stuff. So I like both of them. I think Angelo Dawkins honestly has a lot of untapped potential we haven't seen. I think he'll be a good comedy character. He will start off doing stuff and we're like, what are we doing with our boy Dawkins? But I think both will be fine, especially if I don't know. I feel Triple H, Montez Ford is on the LA Knight doghouse list. We're yeah, I'll push you, but I don't really care for you. That's where I feel Montez Ford is on the Triple H doghouse list. He's on the, yeah, I'll put you on TV, but I ain't going to use you that you want and stuff. That's where LA Knight's at. That's where I feel Montez Ford is at. But I don't know why. I just have a weird suspicion. I'm all man, when SP3 gets insiders, and he tells me, I'll be yeah, man, I was right. I knew they was on the shit list. I'm telling you, that's how I feel. And I feel Angelo Dawkins, I would not be shocked if Angelo Dawkins has a longer WWE run and he's the new Titus O'Neil, or it's he's still employed with the company. What's he do? Oh, he recruits NIL talent. That's cool. You know what I'm saying?
He's an analyst on the new WWE ESPN pre and post shows. Oh wow.
Yeah, he would actually fit that role perfectly.
Yeah, that's why that instantly hit me. I was yeah, that would be the perfect role for him.
It would be like most analysts were bro, I'm not listening to you, dog. You're a third string wide receiver. It's Angelo Dawkins.
He's the type of person they would get for First Take because he's good, because he's a fan of football, basketball. He can talk about it all.
Yeah, he's a fan of everything. Yeah, he'll be perfect for it. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you, SP3. We got Angelo Dawkins a new job. Angelo Dawkins, when you gotta send some of your check to SP3 or send a super chat on your burner account. We know you guys have them. We know you wrestlers have burner accounts. We ain't dumb. We weren't born yesterday. Did you know a long time ago when I was doing YouTube, Paige's burner account used to watch my YouTube channel, and I caught her because she posted on her. Yeah, she commented. The comment is now since deleted, but she commented on my video under her official YouTube account and stuff. So I caught her a long time ago and stuff. So shout out to Paige Soraya.
We got another super chat donation here from our boy Dion Jenkins, who says should just be a Wyatt family with Bo, Rowan, and Bron. I can see that. I don't see that changing where we're at, though. I think that it's not a gimmick that is going to work once the bell rings. And with the people that you have, like you were saying, Eric Rowan, is someone that you would like to see more than Gacy and Loomis. I will let you know right now. That is not improving on the quality of the
No, I'm just saying, compared to those two idiots, I'll take that idiot. It's like it's between.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're telling me, having a long piss is better than taking a long shit, you're probably right. But nah, like, yeah, I don't know if that would improve anything. I think that Braun Strowman would be a fit for the Wyatt Six if you want to add him to the group. I think they need more additions. I think they need something to change with the Wyatt Six right now, because whatever they're doing right now, it isn't really working for me personally. The crowd seem into the entrance, but not into any of their matches.
Yeah, how can you be? They can't wrestle, bro.
No, they're not very good. We also got here Power Driver finisher. I think he's talking about the Usos and the New Day. He says, to me, they're the John Cena of tag teams, just presented as great tag team. No, I think both of those teams are great tag teams. Don't get me wrong. If we were doing the greatest WWE tag teams of the past 25 years, it would be New Day and Usos at the top, like, no doubt. But like, when you broaden your horizons and you see some of these tag teams from outside, you can see where they really would rank as far as the last like 25 years, and they would be behind those 5 tag teams, or what was it? Yeah, those 4 tag teams that we mentioned before: the Bucks, FTR, the Briscoes, Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, and then that's what we didn't even say, like a bunch of other random teams that I could have been like here's a crazy take. The Hardys are probably over still. The Usos and the New Day.
I mean, 25 years is 2000, where that was TLC. The Hardys. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah, like the Hardys still are going and stuff like that. I wouldn't put them number 1 right now, but like I'm talking about, like if we talking about like 2025 and everything, if you add in their legacies, the Hardys would be over them and stuff like and whatnot. So yeah, no, it's just like one of those things where it's like sometimes people, you got to take your personal bias aside, but also people just need to understand it's just like, hey, the Usos and the New Day, they did do great stuff for WWE. They are like the most consistent WWE tag teams of all time. It is what it is. But if SP3 said the Lucha Brothers, I'd be debating. I'll be like, are the Lucha Brothers above the Usos? I would be debating the Lucha Brothers above the Usos, to be honest.
The Lucha Brothers are in that conversation. There's even like teams that are like current that you don't really think about, like a DIY. Where would DIY stand, be as far as like all time great tag team? So yeah, there's a bunch of teams. So let us know if you're watching us on demand, some tag teams in the comments section you would include as the best of the last 25 years. But what's not going to be discussed in the best of the last 25 years is the next match we're talking about here. Sir.
I thought it would be.
For the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch defending against Nikki Bella. Becky and Nikki, more Becky than Nikki. Got a good reaction from the crowd. Not like a loud ovation like the ones we mentioned earlier, but good reaction. Lynch had control for a while until Bella came back with forearms. This Paris crowd was definitely into Becky Lynch. They loved some Becky Lynch on this evening. Before you get Lynch got her head bounced off the announce table a few times by Nikki, which looked kind of ridiculous because they were some of the biggest whiffs you have seen in quite some time. But if you thought that was a big whiff, you didn't see anything yet. Nikki Bella goes off the second rope, does a springboard disaster kick, but Lynch was nowhere close to her, so she just completely whiffs. This is one of the bigger botches you've seen in a WWE match in recent memory, and this match had a few of them in there. Bella went for the move anyway and missed it by 10 feet. You get Lynch realize what happened. She made a cover for 2. A few minutes later, Lynch hit a superplex for a 2 count, but as soon as Bella kicked out, Lynch applied an armbar. Bella slipped out of it, and she applied an STF, which out of nowhere, Michael Cole is like, oh, this is the Fearless Lock. This is the Fearless Lock. This is a move that Nikki has done several times. I was like, I've never seen I've never seen this woman use this move in my life. What are you talking about, Cole? But Lynch is able to slip out. Bella followed up. She goes for an electric chair drop. Bella then applied the Fearless Lock again, but Lynch got a rope break. They fought to the outside and stood on top of the steel steps. Lynch wanted to try the manhandle slam on the steel steps, but Bella bashed Lynch's head repeatedly against the ring post. Bella followed with the X Factor, the Bella Buster, on the steps. Then she hits a manhandle slam in the ring for a 2 count. Bella then applies Becky's disarmor submission, but Lynch was able to fight out of it. Lynch shoved Bella neck first into the middle rope, and then followed up with an abrupt pin, a backslide for the 1-2-3. They are calling it the Lynch pin. That is the Lynch pin. How she does that backslide is the same one she got the win with at WWE Evolution in July. This was awful. And I say this as one of the biggest Becky Lynch fans out there. I love me some Becky Lynch. I think she's the greatest WWE women's wrestler of all time. I think that she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world today, and she will be in my top 10 for the Women's Wrestler of the Year come the end of 2025. But goddamn, did this knock her down a few spots with this performance. Like, it wasn't even her. I thought that her performance was fine. Nikki Bella looked rusty as hell.
Oh, terrible.
These women were not only not on the same page, they weren't in the same book, they weren't in the same library, they weren't in the same country. It was just like so off. So many botches. This became hard to watch at times. The finish of the matchup was relatively fine. The way they got to the backside, the Lynch pin, looked kind of sloppy too. So, like, man, this was a bad matchup. I gave this a 0.5 star for Becky and Becky alone. 0.5 star. One of my lowest ratings of the year. Chase.
This was horrible. This is why, you know why Nikki Bella's wrestling SB3? Child support is expensive, and she needs to make sure that she can pay, because she has to pay. She's one of the rare women in the world that have to pay child support to her bum husband or ex-husband. Yeah, she looked like she just came in. I'm a big Nikki Bella defender too. I can't even defend this. Like, I can't even defend it. The Fearless Lock, I've never seen it either, and I've watched every Nikki Bella match.
Yo, he said this like I was supposed to know. Like, it was like you don't remember? You don't remember her with the Fearless Lock?
I don't remember Nikki Bella ever applying a submission in my life watching her wrestle and stuff. Did she talk to John Cena backstage? Can I use the STF?
I wanted. That's what I wanted to know as well. I wanted to be like, so did she talk to John and get permission to use the STF?
Yeah,
and maybe it was something like John was like, well, you know, my wife is gonna be here tonight. Can you just call her something else? She was like, oh, no problem. And she went back to WWE and was like, I'm going to do the STF. I need you to come up with a different name for it because John doesn't want us to have the same move name. And they were like, all right, no problem. We will get our staff on that. And all they did was go to Chat GPT. And they were like, what are things that Nikki Bella submission move would be called? And it's like, Fearless Lock is the number one option.
You know what?
Like, that's a good one.
I'm gonna do that myself. I want to see what ChatGPT would ask. If I ask ChatGPT right now, what would you call what? Okay, allow, sure. What would you call a submission move used by the pro wrestler Nikki Bella? Let me see. Nikki Bella's submission move is called the Bella Buster. Well, that's not submission move. Okay. If you're about submission move, Nikki Bella used the STF as her main submission move in WWE, sometimes referred to as the Bella Lock. They call it the Bella Lock.
Now it was the Bella Lock. Oh, okay.
Oh,
this is news to me. I feel like I've seen every Becky Lynch matchup ever, and I don't remember her using an STF.
I really don't remember. Yeah, and she would wrestle matches with AJ Lee where they would have to do more submission-based style wrestling. So I've never seen her do this, like, at all. Like, Maybe. Yeah, no, I've never seen this.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe
I've
we're
seen
wrong.
Brie. I've seen Brie do the label lock. I haven't seen her do that.
Same.
But
Yeah,
I've never seen
I've
Nikki
seen
do
that.
the STF.
That was just strange. I was like, Cole, what are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me that I've missed like a certain section of pro wrestling? Like I've missed a certain section of Nikki Bella classics out there?
Yeah.
I felt like I was being lied to. Kind of felt weird. Kind of felt bad. You know?
Yeah, but no, yeah, this match was horrible. Shout out to Becky. She tried her best.
She did try her best, but goddamn, this shit sucked. This was not good. It was not good at all. They just were not on the same page. And I felt bad for them because the crowd loved this. The crowd was eating everything up. The crowd was as loud for this as any other match on the card because this Paris crowd was phenomenal the whole night. But damn, this sucked.
100%.
We got King of the North who says Becky Lynch not beating the sandbagging allegations based off the clips I've seen. Yeah, I did hear some of this Discord. Do you think that Becky Lynch sandbagged Nikki Bella?
No, I've seen worse sandbagging. Look, the biggest sandbagger is Randy Orton. So when I know when someone's sandbagging, like Becky will get into this where she will wrestle super sloppy if she's mad at someone. So I don't call that sandbagging. I just see it as Becky just being an asshole and stuff because like she's done that with Charlotte, where her and Charlotte like they would wrestle and you'll be like, oh, why is it so messy? And it's just because Becky's pissed at Charlotte, so she doesn't give like a full effort. Sandbagging is where you don't try at all. Becky does try. Yeah. She just does it angrily. It's like, you know, like when like if you ever worked like a physical job and like your boss pissed you off and you just start throwing shit instead of just like placing it down neatly, like you're just like, all right, yeah, I'll do my job and stuff like that. That's what Becky does. Like Randy Orton's like, fine, I'll put over Sheamus, but it's not going to be good. All right, buddy, we're just going to do a headlock the whole time. All right, like that's sandbagging. Like where you're just,
I'm gonna work this headlock for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna try. Like Becky Lynch tries, but she's just pissed. So like I just feel Becky like maybe she was mad at Nikki Bella, maybe because Nikki Bella is not the person she thought she was. I don't know. Like Becky seems to get like she seems to piss off people for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah. I have seen Dion asking us, damn, have y'all seen how The Rock looks? He looks drastically different from even just earlier this year at Elimination Chamber. He lost a lot of muscle mass, and he looks more his age. Yeah, I was a little concerned myself.
I'm concerned.
I saw him.
The Rock, like you losing all that muscle mass and you're looking skinny like that, like, and he works out still. So like I'm concerned for my boy Dwayne's health, man. Like I hope it's nothing serious, but I am concerned.
Had to get those steroids out of his system.
Yeah, exactly. I can't be clanging and banging no more.
Can't be clanging and banging. We see Pierce is backstage with Jey Uso tending to him after he got speared earlier in the night. Asked him if he still wanted to fight tonight, and Jey says obviously yes. Jey said that Roman told him the last thing that he said to him was to win the world title, so that's what he planned on doing, just that. We see UFC fighter Morgan Sherry was at ringside. Then we get Alicia Taylor explaining the rules for the good old-fashioned Donnybrook matchup. Rusev going one-on-one with Sheamus, the conclusion of their rivalry that started a couple of months back when Sheamus made his return. Rusev hit Sheamus with a 10 beats of the Bowery early on, but Sheamus fought back with a kendo stick. Sheamus tried to use a steel chair, but Rusev was able to use a spinning heel kick. There was some chance for Rusev Day early in the matchup, which Rusev covered his ears to block them out. Rusev tried to use the chair, but Sheamus nailed a knee strike for 2. Sheamus then hit 10 beats of the Bowery and did it again while holding Rusev against a fake bar top at ringside. Rusev tried to escape into the crowd, so Sheamus then did the 10 beats of the Bowery again, this time with a shillelagh. Sheamus followed up with a Razor's Edge in the ring, the Celtic Cross, for a 2 count. Rusev left the ring to avoid a bro kick, but so Sheamus tried a dive off the top rope, but Rusev nailed him in the air with a kendo stick. Rusev gave Sheamus a Uranagi off the steel steps through the fake wooden bar. That bar just freaking destroyed out here, which didn't look like fun for Sheamus at all. Rusev applied an accolade in the ring, followed that up trying to submit Sheamus, but Sheamus was able to fight to his feet and then slammed Rusev onto some steel chairs that were left in the ring. They found themselves atop some of the whiskey barrels that were at ringside stacked up. Rusev applied an accolade on top of it, but Sheamus was able to fight out. He was able to then get him into position for the white noise, which he leaped off the whiskey barrels and went through 2 Slim Jim tables. You got Rusev got to his feet first. When they entered the ring, he grabbed the shillelagh, but before he could use it, Sheamus hit the bro kick, and Rusev kicks out at 2.99. The crowd began singing as each man started exchanging blows. You get Rusev hits a thrust kick before smashing the shillelagh over Sheamus's back for a 2 count. The shillelagh was snapped in half, so Rusev grabbed it and applied the accolade with putting the shillelagh in his mouth. Rusev then bent all the way back with the shillelagh piece wedged in Sheamus's mouth, and Sheamus had nowhere to go, and he was forced to tap out. Wade Barrett on commentary pointed out that this was only the 2nd time to his knowledge that Sheamus has tapped out. Apparently it's his 3rd, but it's okay. Fair. Try. Good to try. That was a nice freshman try. The crowd was stunned to see Sheamus tap out as well. Great match. I thought that this was the first great match of the night. They just went out there and beat the hell out of each other and really showed how well of friends they are, because it's only the closest of friends who could just go out there and beat the crap out of each other like they did. You saw the bruises on Sheamus' body. You saw the bruises on Rusev's body by the end of this one. They put their bodies on the line. The barrel spot with the white noise, the accolade on top of the barrels, the spots with the bar, with the Uranagi through the bar, the 10 beats of the Bowery on top of the bar, the 10 beats of the Bowery with the shillelagh. This had major spots that you're gonna remember. Really great job by both guys. I give it 4.25 stars. What did you think?
Yeah, no, this was a great match, 100%. But what's it going to mean in the long run, SP3? Is Rusev is this it for Rusev? Is Rusev finally going to make it past the threshold? This guy said some wild statements. He said he was the best wrestler to leave AEW to go back to the. Did you see that?
He did say that. I did see the quote. I was like,
what you said?
What?
I was one of the best wrestlers in AEW. And once I knew I was the best there, I had to go back to WWE to prove I was the best there and stuff. So, the thing is it time? Will Rusev be ascended? Will he win the Intercontinental title? Will maybe, mind-blowing, maybe become world champion? Is this going to happen? As much as I love this match and it's great, and I can go back and I'll watch this match and be like, wow, this was awesome. It's just, I just don't know, because it's what's it matter if Rusev is just not on the WrestleMania card in April? What's it going to matter if Rusev is not one of the top favorites to win the Royal Rumble, not in the Final 4? Final 6 ain't going to cut it, buddy. You got to be in the Final 4 for the Royal Rumble for me to actually sit here and say, oh yeah, there's something there with Rusev. I've always been a big Rusev fan and stuff. I've always liked him. I always liked the guy. It's man, this dude is just a very unique looking specimen. He doesn't have he just has a unique look to him. Something about Rusev, I'm just okay, unique look. I understand if people find him plain and boring. I don't blame you. But for me, I'm I like what he brings to the table. I just don't know. I'm sitting here, I'm this is a great win, but who hasn't beaten Sheamus in the last 5 years?
Exactly. We've seen different variations of this same Sheamus rivalry. The Sheamus rivalry that gets physically intense after several banger matches on TV. And then they have the big blow off where Sheamus sometimes will most likely lose. But where do these people go after? Where did Pete Dunne go after all his wins against Sheamus? Where did Ludwig Kaiser go
Yeah.
after all his wins against Sheamus. Like, it's not the best track record for these Sheamus TV feuds, even ones like this one that wound up on a PLE.
Yeah, Sheamus is like the Miami Heat right now. Like, we still treat the Heat like they're like this great franchise because they've won titles, and it's like, yeah, it's been a while since you won your last title, buddy. Like, where's the results? Like, it's been what, since 2015? It's been 10 years since your last championship, bud. Like, you haven't touched a gold since then. Like, how come we still view you as this great franchise? How come we still have to fear you? How come when I play NBA 2K, no matter what year, the fans still chant "Beat the Heat"? And I'm like, bro, this ain't the freaking Big Three Heat. This is Jaime Jaquez Jr. Heat. Like, the fuck we doing here? Tyler Hero, the fuck is this? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like, we get it. Someone beat Sheamus. This is not the rub you think it is. This is not like, oh my god, he beat Sheamus. Oh shit, this guy's going to go to the. It's like, you're cool. Congratulations, you beat Sheamus. All right, yeah. Who's next? Who's next on the? Oh, Penta. Okay, Penta's next on the checklist for Rusev or something.
Yeah, you think Penta will be next for Rusev?
Oh,
that seems to be on the level of where he's at.
Yeah,
because I've said multiple times on this channel as of late, Penta's just a guy.
He's just a guy tonight. I have Raw playing in the background. He's in a 6-man tag with the Viking Experience or the Raiders, whatever they're called, taking on the New Day with Grayson Lawler tonight. Right now, LA Knight and Jey Uso, they're just doing an opening promo going on way too long. We get it. You guys are fun. The Bron Stars are out there. Oh
yeah,
CM
I know
Punk.
they're facing the Bron Stars for the main event, I think, tonight.
Yeah, and then CM Punk, he's waiting outside. He's like, and Adam Pearce is like, Seth's not here, right? He goes, yeah, but there's only one way in and one way out of this building. All right, you'll let me do what I do. And then Adam Pearce is like, yeah, you'll kick out the Bron Stars for doing what they did, but CM Punk causing problems backstage, like, my guy Punk, only he can get away with it.
I can't do anything. I can't do anything to him.
He was a former UFC fighter.
It's true. It's dangerous. As they did on the pre-show, Wade Barrett mentioned an article in the New York Times and The Athletic calling Michael Cole one of the most impactful sports play-by-play voices of the 21st century. The actual list only had 25 names, and Cole was really an honorable mention alongside Jim Ross. So just want to make that clear.
You got to put Jim Ross on the list. Like, if you're going to put any wrestling, you had to put good old JR. Goddamn, like, that's disrespectful, man. Like, Michael Cole's an honorable mention. I get it. He had a bunch of rough years, man. Like, rough years. But good old JR, like, I get it. He was falling asleep during half the matches in his later tenure. Even in AEW, he's falling asleep. These guys watching that lights out cage match. He's like, Tanahashi just doing his thing. He's
God, I
can't
believe you did
He's falling asleep during a lights out cage match. I'm like, bro, Tony Khan, just gotta take old Yeller to the back, man. Gotta tell JR it's over. Like, please. I can't think. You know how hard
One more year.
You know how hard it was to watch Tanahashi barely move at two times speed, and then JR calling all those spots. I was just like,
Tanahashi gave us the spot of the night. Him trying to climb the cage and everybody stopped him.
No, my favorite spot was when he would try to get into the ring because he thought he could celebrate with Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega screaming at him, "No, Tana, get out!
Let him get his moment. Tana."
That was my favorite. So I think he wanted to get back in the ring, and Kenny's like, "Tana, it's Will's moment."
All right, it's time to talk about the match I know a lot of y'all want to talk about. John Cena going one-on-one with Logan Paul. Logan Paul gets the big entrance, a lot of boos from this Paris, France crowd. Meanwhile, you got John Cena, who got a massive and enormous pop from this France crowd. Thank you, Cena chants. You get them singing the chorus to My Time Is Now. You get them singing along with the introduction by Alicia Taylor. This was like if there's one thing to watch from this show and you don't have that much time, just watch the entrance and the intro for John Cena on this show. It was something magical. One of the biggest pops that you will see in a WWE show in a long, long time. Paul used his titanium plated fist early on to his advantage. Cena fought back and did the softest looking 10 punches in the corner you will ever see. Cena tried a monkey flip, but Paul landed on his feet and booted Cena. Paul hit a middle rope blockbuster for a 2 count. Then he went for a delayed vertical suplex. Fans sang for Cena as he fought out of a rest hold, but Paul hit a gut wrench slam, and then he followed up with a running corner uppercut, which Cole referenced as a reference to Cesaro, which was, I was like, interesting. Cena did his usual comeback spots to the delight of the crowd. Paul responded with his own version of the buckshot lariat, which looks more terrible every single time he's done it. Ever since that first botch that he had, he has not done it well ever since. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. He gets a 2 count, though. Cena gets his knees up on the Paul from Grace and then hits the AA for a near fall. They traded counters until Cena applied the STFU, but Paul got a rope break. Cena followed up with a tornado DDT, only getting a 2 count. Then Paul hits the overbomb, and he gets a 2 count. Cena slowly did his comeback spots until Paul busts out a Dolph Ziggler zigzag for a 2 count. Then Cena busts out a move resembling Baron Corbin's End of Days for a 2 count of his own. We get a senton bomb by Logan Paul and then a standing moonsault for a 2 count. Then we get Cena, who does a double underhook facebuster. Yes, this motherfucker did the angel's wings. I was like, okay, Cena. Okay, Cena. I see you. Paul followed up with a pop-up uppercut. Another Claudio Castagnoli special. He's like, I got to stop stealing Hangman's move and steal Cesaro's. That's where I was messing up. Then you get Paul, who did Cena's usual comeback spots, but Cena caught him. He hits an AA, but he only gets a 2 count. Cena followed up with a code red, where he only gets a 2 count on that. Cena came off the ropes, but Paul caught him with the titanium plated hand, but he only gets a near fall. Paul kipped up and then hit consecutive frog splashes for a 2 count. Cena kicked out 2.99 after the second one. Paul did the "you can't see me" gesture and then hit the 5-knuckle shuffle. But then Cena gets up after the kick out. He grabs Paul, sets him up into position for a fucking Styles Clash as the fans start singing "Phenomenal, no, phenomenal, no." Paul then tried a flying crossbody, but Cena rolled through. He hits another AA. Cena went for a second straight back-to-back AA, but Paul slipped out, nailed him with the punch. Cena then ducked a second punch, hits him with the AA. 1, 2, 3. John Cena picks up the win against Logan Paul in an absolute war of attrition. This one went 26 minutes. This was a long one, but it never felt that long. The crowd was into it. The crowd created its own atmosphere. There was an environment to this match that's unlike anything you will see from WWE this year. I think that Logan Paul and John Cena did a good job of playing up to that as well. You get, after the matchup, Cena embraced a young fan at ringside, the same young fan that he embarrassed in Belgium. He basically poses with him. He then also kisses his wife Shay before embracing Jelly Roll and Post Malone. Cena then posed for the Paris fans as they gave him one final ovation. Now, this wasn't the smoothest match at all. It had its clunky spots, as a John Cena match tend to do, but damn, this was awesome. This was so awesome. The crowd being involved, Cena giving us a genuine, really strong performance, back-to-back PLEs. Logan Paul not coming off as very choreographed and layout. There was a lot of choreographed stuff in this matchup. The finish is probably the biggest victim of that. But I think that he was a lot more natural in everything he's doing. He's just got to cut off the buckshot lariat like altogether. But excellent matchup. I will probably, when I do my star ratings, I'll probably give it the same rating as Sheamus and Rusev. But for right now, at the talking about the matchup, I'm a little bit higher on it than I was yesterday. I'll give it 4.5 stars. This was a great match.
Cena wound back the clock. Like Michael Cole said it, like this reminds me of like one of his U.S. title openers, and I was like, yes, this was like U.S. champion John Cena, one of the mythical wrestlers, U.S. Open Challenge John Cena. Like every week was a banger. Cena heard all the people say you can't wrestle, and he's just pulling shit out of his ass, and I'm like, oh my God, Cena. Like that's where I felt like people started to respect Cena more after like that U.S. title, because like then they were like, yeah, you know, he was kind of annoying, but he can't wrestle, that's for sure. And yeah, man, like I'm not big on Logan Paul. I think Paul just, you know, he has a script that he has to follow and does his thing, but he was very good in this match. You could tell Cena got a lot out of him, and just Cena just like turning back the clock, because I've been like so concerned with Cena this whole run, like especially at the Rumble. He looked gas at the Rumble. Chamber, it was like, okay, him and Punk had familiarity, but then ever since, it's just been ass after ass after ass. And you know, Sheamus is banner after banner. It's been ass after ass with Cena. Then at SummerSlam, he got something out of it, but then I was like, it's a gimmick match. Like SP3, you and I can get a bunch of tables and chairs, and we can entertain these people in a gimmick match. Like we don't have to be good in the ring. We can just hit each other, and that will work. And think of something creative, right? But like this match, I was like, okay, I felt better now. I felt good. Like I felt Cena really was like, you know what? This is a challenge you're going to give me. You're going to give me Logan Paul? Absolutely. I am going to carry this kid and show why people call me the greatest of all time, and put on a tremendous performance. Absolutely well done by Cena. Like very, very great stuff. I love how Cena kissed his wife too. Just reminding Nikki Bella, he's not single no more, babe. It's your fault. Sloppy man. John Cena is a sloppy individual, and
he is like, so sloppy.
Because here's the thing: Cena's wife has been front row for a lot of these shows. Yeah. This show in particular, where your ex happened to wrestle, you decide to kiss her. Yeah, you know she's backstage. Yeah, makes you think, you sloppy man, you Cena. I know what that was about, man. But yeah, great stuff by Cena. And I just wish we got more of the post-match celebration. Yeah, the crowd 100% was like, you have, like, to me, even if you want to watch the entrance, you got to watch this match just for the crowd. Like this is one of the best crowds that I've heard in quite some time from a WWE standard. Like, especially during a match. Like, during segments and stuff, like, of course, they're always hot and fire. But during a match, like, I haven't seen a crowd like this during a match. Like, everything they were doing, they were just like, they were going crazy for everything. I was just like, oh my God. Like, this literally felt like Hogan and Rock at WrestleMania 18 for some extent. I was like, bro, like, what the heck? Like, because we've seen it before. The crowd, like, oh yeah, they'll be hot, but then they'll die down a little bit during the match. They amped up to 100 this whole match. And you can even tell by the main event, it tired them out, because in the main event, they were like, they're gassing like Jey Uso. They could barely do like what they wanted to do.
Yeah, like the crowd just elevated everything on this show. Like, I think without this crowd, Cena and Logan's like 3 3/4, 4 stars, because they worked really hard in the matchup. But it just has this clunkiness. It's not the smoothest. It's not a 5-star matchup. I know Romeo was trolling people saying, "Fuck, you gotta watch this 5-star." And it was like, stop. But no, for like the reason why I gave it like 4.5, I think I would probably go like 4 1/4, the lowest, is because this crowd elevated this matchup so significantly. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was amazing. It was just amazing. And just like it finally, people seen John Cena's theme when he comes out. It's like, bro, you guys seen everyone else's theme. John Cena has like the easiest lyrics. You can't see me. My time is up. How do you not see it? Like, you could tell Cena too when he came out. He generally was shocked that it was like that loud. Like, he was like, whoa, like. And Cena's a robot. Yeah. This guy never gets, like, he just comes out to the scene. He was like, this is awesome. He was all excited talking about the character. He was like, oh my God, I loved it.
Yes. Great stuff. I'm looking forward to what's next for John Cena. Is looking like it's going to be Brock Lesnar in Indianapolis at next month's WrestlePalooza, and we'll see what's next for Logan Paul moving forward after this loss here. But definitely, this is right up there with like the Roman matchup, the Seth matchup, the Cody match for Logan Paul's best singles match in WWE.
Yeah, and for people who are disappointed that Brock Lesnar didn't show up, he ain't flying to France for a segment, buddy. Like, come on. Like, he's at his farm. He has, it's deer hunting season, guys. Come on, he has to get ready for the winter. Come on, man.
Come on, brother. But we get Michael Cole, who thanked Peacock for their partnership over the last 5 years because this is the final show on the cock. You get Philippe Charoux, who announced a crowd of 30,343. They congratulated themselves on breaking the arena's gate record that was set by Taylor Swift. Yes, the same Taylor Swift who sold 15,000 more tickets and who gets a lot of publicity from places that says that she overcharges people for tickets to her concert. And WWE sold 15,000 less tickets and broke the arena's gate record.
You know, the France fans, they have good sense of humor because they were chanting in French. We wasted all our money at these shows. We wasted all our money at these shows. Like they know that they're idiots, that they pay overpay.
Yeah,
Taylor
they
Swift,
accept
like,
it.
The thing with the Taylor Swift tickets would suck too is because like I went to a Taylor Swift concert. I got lucky. I got my tickets like super like at a reasonable value. You know how much I flipped those for SP3? I flipped them for 12,000 a pop. Yeah. And I bought them for 2,000. So I made 10K off two Taylor. So I made 20K off two Taylor Swift tickets. Well, actually, like after service fees or whatever. And then I bought cheaper tickets at a press box where I got free food and everything like that for $600 a pop. So like I made out at the end. I was just like, okay, I took my girlfriend to watch Taylor Swift and I got free food and drinks and no restroom lines because wow, not a lot of men go to Taylor Swift concerts apparently. Like what? What's this? But yeah, no, it's crazy that they broke a gate record when Taylor Swift was in that same building.
With 15,000 more people. That's the part that I was emphasizing. 15,000 more people went to the Taylor Swift concert. Oh my God.
Are they saying for just this event or for all three events that they're doing in France?
You never know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it SmackDown, Clash, and Raw tonight? Or
well, to be fair, they said that's the Paris La Défense Arena record, so they weren't there for SmackDown. So
okay, La Défense Arena record. Okay, yeah. Maybe they're counting Monday Night Raw because I think are they in the same arena for tonight? I think so. Whatever.
I think so. Backstage, Jackie Redmond asked Seth Rollins about being alone tonight after the Braun Stars were kicked out. Rollins said that he never needed anyone. He was a multi-time world champion and the greatest in-ring performer in history. He passionately said his catchphrases, saying he's a visionary, a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins, as the fans loudly sang along with the heel. Rollins says that he couldn't defend the title on his own. Maybe he didn't deserve to be champion, but he always has a backup plan. And that led us to the main event. For the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins defends against main event Jey Uso, who entered to a huge ovation. France partying along, yeeting along with Jey. You get LA Knight, who got a big ovation from the crowd. You get CM Punk, who gets a huge pop from Paris as well. And even Seth Rollins, yes, the heel, gets his music sang to the ring. All four men sized each other up. Punk kicked Jey out of the ring as payback from Raw. Rollins bailed from the ring, leaving Knight and Punk to fight it out. Knight got the better of their exchange, but Rollins slipped back in to take advantage. Jey and Knight took turns punching Rollins, which was designed to get the fans to chant yeet and yay and yeah. If you haven't gotten enough of wrestlers doing other wrestlers' spots tonight, Rollins did Punk and Jey spots. Then Rollins found himself surrounded by the baby faces, so they all put the boots to him. Of course, Punk and Knight couldn't get along because they wanted to get their hands on Rollins. Then Jey talked them into working together, so they all took turns hitting spots on Rollins. Jey and Punk decided to yeet, but Knight thought that they should focus on getting a table. Then Punk told Jey to get the tables like he was Bubba Ray Dudley. Jey did help Punk get a table before super kicking him. Jey also super kicked Knight before going after Rollins in the crowd. Rollins fought off Jay, but Punk wiped out Rollins and LA Knight with a dive off the barricade. They all wound up back in the ring, and they traded spots until Rollins hit Punk with a pedigree and looked like he was going to take over. You get Rollins hit Knight with the buckle bomb for a 2 count, and then he hit Jey Uso with a frog splash for another 2. It was Knight's turn to shine as he hit moves on all 3 opponents. It was Punk's turn after that as he got to do the Tower of Doom spot, bringing down Knight and Jay with a power bomb for 2. Moments later, Knight knocked Punk off of the apron through a table as revenge for what he did to him a couple of weeks back. Then you get Knight. Knight shrugged like Punk did and hit Rollins with the BFT, but Jay broke up the cover. Jay and Knight started trading punches, and the fans chanted "Yeet" and "Yeah." Knight repeatedly bounced Jay's head off the announce table before doing the same to Rollins. Knight placed Rollins on a table and went to the apron. He had to fight off Jay before heading to the top rope for a flying elbow drop, but that distraction allowed Rollins to move and Knight crashed through the table. Jay went for a spear on Rollins, but he countered into a pedigree for a 2 count. Then Jay fought back. He hits a Uso splash, but Punk broke it up as he hits an ugly looking Macho Man elbow drop off the top rope. Punk then hit Jay with the GTS, but Rollins stomped Punk and caused a near fall. Then it was time to get to the finish as it came down to Rollins and Punk. You get Rollins, who began screaming at Punk about how much he hated him and then also hated his family. Interesting. He then said that Rollins then went outside and he started hitting curb stomps to Jey Uso and LA Knight to take them out of the matchup. Rollins then placed Punk's head onto an open chair. He went for the curb stomp, but Punk was able to avoid it. Punk then followed up. He hits the GTS on a still wounded Rollins. Rollins fell back onto the ropes and then back onto Punk's shoulders. This was the same finish that he beat Rollins with on the Netflix premiere of Monday Night Raw. So he was about to hit him with the second GTS and win back the World Heavyweight Championship when Becky Lynch, a masked figure, you could tell automatically that this was Becky Lynch, but a masked figure came from behind, low blowed Punk, and then took off the hood, and that it was Becky Lynch. Huge pop when she took off the hood. There was no reaction when she first hits the low blow, but huge reaction when she took it off the hood. Rollins laughs, he smiles, seeing that it's his wife, and then he finishes things off with another curb stomp to Punk. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins picks up the win. A curb stomp on a steel chair. Picks up the win to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. We close the show with Rollins and Lynch celebrating together as seemingly Becky Lynch has joined the Vision. We did get some follow-up on the post-show as well. We saw Punk leaving the ring, and he stopped by a fan, not a plant, but a fan, who was holding a sign that said, CM Punk, bring AJ Lee back. And Punk looked at the sign and then did the thinking motion. And then also on the post show, Big E and Jackie Redmond talked about the possibility of CM Punk calling on his wife to do battle with Seth Rollins and his wife. So what did you think about this Fatal 4-Way main event? What did you think about the result with Becky Lynch helping Seth Rollins pick up the win and seemingly joining the Vision? And what do you think about the new reports that have come out, Fightful Select reporting that there is some increased talk backstage in WWE about an AJ Lee return. The white whale now of return is finally seeming closer than it's been in quite some time, and presumably for a mixed tag team matchup where she teams with her husband CM Punk to versus Seth Rollins and his wife Becky Lynch. What do you think about that possibility and overall thoughts on the main event? My thoughts, the Fatal 4-Way, good matchup. nothing spectacular, nothing that I'm going to remember in a few weeks. It had that kind of undertone. It really felt like as far as like vibe, if it wasn't for the finish, as far as like vibe, this was very reminiscent of the World's End 4-way with Moxley, Jay White, Orange Cassidy, and Hangman Page. You knew who was going to win. There was no drama there.
Yeah.
The action was good. It was fine, but it's nothing you're going to write home about, and you're kind of apathetic to the overall scene. It was the Becky Lynch of it all that actually got some interest to this whole proceedings. But all it is to continue the Punk and Rollins thing that has gone on way too long. But what did you think, Chase?
Yes. Well, first off, beforehand, breaking news from Adam Pearce. It will be at WrestlePalooza, Stephanie Vaca versus Io Sky for the women's world heavyweight title. So,
okay.
Yeah, breaking news on the first ESPN event. But yeah, because like there was rumors like, oh, they're gonna have something big because it's going to be the first ESPN event. So there's gonna be some big plot. So I was like, okay, what's gonna be the big plot twist? Oh, it's Becky Lynch coming out. And who does she low blow? CM Punk. And it's like, oh, so this is gonna be, because if you're gonna get mostly centric AEW fans to not watch AEW All Out that night, AJ Lee is the one person that could definitely get people to get off the eyeballs of whatever AEW is doing to be like, oh, AJ Lee's back? Yeah, I'll watch that for sure. Like most people will probably be double screening, but if the focus once Light It Up hits, it's going to be AJ Lee. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest AJ Lee fan. I find her to be one of the more overhyped. I don't think she's bad in the ring, but overhyped talent by the wrestling fans and stuff. Like, I think she's fine. Like, she's harmless. She does her thing. I just feel fans, especially at her time, she was a diamond and a bunch of poo-poo and during that time. And so, like, of course, she's going to shine brighter than everything else. So really, to be honest, but it's the white whale everyone wants. Everyone wants to see AJ Lee. They want to hear Light It Up again. They know the ties with CM Punk. She's been teased so many times. Every Rumble, AJ Lee is going to be a surprise entrant. Every time there's a mystery woman, is it going to be AJ Lee? It's like, oh, finally, this could be something. Hey, who knows? Maybe tonight on Raw, or as Raw is going on, AJ Lee could come out tonight. Who knows? Like, but yeah, I think, like you said, the match itself was like the World's End Fatal 4. That was the vibe it was giving to me. I wasn't really big on a lot of the. Anytime LA Knight and Jey Uso were doing shit, I was just like, I don't care. Like, you two have no. Like, if there was any point of like Triple H just like shocking us, it would be Punk winning. So I was more interested with like Punk than anything else. But anytime LA Knight and Jey Uso were doing shit, I was like, I really don't care that you guys are in this match. Like, you guys are just doing your thing. The fans love you. Awesome. Punk trying to do the table thing. No pop. No one got the reference and stuff. Like, they were just like, whatever. Just put him through a table. Jay betraying them afterwards. That was going to happen. Like, I was like,
that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, that was the point of that. Like, a lot of the things I was just like, this match just flowed so weirdly to me. But like, anytime it was Punk and just Rollins, I was like, okay, yeah, there's something interesting here. Like, I had no chance Jay was going to win. LA Knight, dude, this guy will never. The day LA Knight wins a world title, I swear, I'm going to buy a whole
I'd be
bottle.
Shocked. I'm going to be so shocked.
I'll eat every Slim Jim at Target or something. I'll do whatever helps LA Knight get paid. I'll be like, what the fuck is this? Like, how did he win the title? Like, a world title? Any other title, yeah, he can win those. But a world title? No way. Way too late for that. But yeah, AJ Lee and Punk, I think it is a 95% possibility that it will happen. WrestlePalooza does seem like a good throwaway show because Cody will be back. So, and Triple H, he doesn't like having both world titles defended on the same show for whatever reason.
That's a three-headed monster right there with Cena versus Brock, Cody versus Drew for the WWE title, and then the mixed tag team matchup. That's probably, they can bill it as the biggest mixed tag team matchup of all time.
Oh, it is. It's one of the big, especially AJ Lee coming back. Like, AJ Lee, like you said, the white whale, like, people want her back. They want to see her back. Like, she's like half the women roster, like minus NIL talent, they're like, oh, AJ Lee's the reason why I love wrestling and stuff. Like, she's like an icon to these people and stuff. Like, yeah, that is like a huge. I don't know. Is anyone clamoring for Cena? I mean, I guess the casuals, but Cena and Brock, like, I feel like that's something where I could just like
that's the one for the casual fans. AJ Lee's return is for the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And then you get somewhere in the middle with Cody and Drew. That's why this is the perfect three-headed monster for WrestlePalooza.
Hey, TK, if you're gonna put on matches during Cena and Brock, just make sure it's like a Kyle Fletcher match or something, so I have something enjoyable to watch.
They gotta just rock it. Like we talked about it on AE Ramble this week. I was like, if they're teasing Don Callis family, you gotta do Hangman versus Takeshita. You gotta do Hangman. If you're going against WrestlePalooza, that's the match to do. Your two best wrestlers of the year against one another.
Put that in my veins. Put it in my fucking veins, bro.
And then they're teasing Kenny Omega and Josh Alexander since it's in Toronto. So
no, that sounds just if this was 2 years ago, sure.
He's like you would have had me in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, do you think the Young Bucks have a chance to face Brodito for the tag titles?
I could see that. I can also see them doing
that would be a good tag match.
If they want to do this reunion, do and you want to really counter program, do the rematch to your greatest match ever.
Oh,
Hangman and Kenny versus the Bucks.
I like that. That's my favorite AEW match of all time. I think that's the move. Because Takeshita and Hangman, let's save that for another. We can do that. Let Takeshita be the IWGP champion first. Because then if he is, then I'll be pissed because I know he's not going to win. Well, he's not winning anyway. It's AEW. This was another.
Or they can do the super duper all-star tag team matchup of Hangman and Kenny versus Okada and Takeshita.
Okada, he's playing like he doesn't. No, Okada won't show up. He will.
He has shown up. He had a 5-star matchup with him and Tomohiro Ishii versus the Golden Lovers.
It's a tag match for him, so he'll be like, Takeshita, you got this, right? Rainmaker, I'll do my thing. Like you,
he's like, oh, we're gonna be in the main event. Okay, I'll bring it. Don't worry.
That is a 3-headed monster. And then you include like they just announced Vancouver and Io Sky, and that match alone, it's like, holy shit, that's gonna be a good women's match. TK,
killer.
You got TK. Fuck Tekla. You can find someone else for Tony Storm to wrestle. You cannot be putting Tony Storm with Tekla.
I mean, they can get away with it. I think they can get away with Tekla this month. Because I said after you do Athena and Mercedes, anybody else is going to be a letdown.
Yeah.
Like anybody else is going to be a letdown. So I'd rather them have a buffer before they go to like Willow and Chris, because they're at the point where she's done everybody else except for those two. So she gotta face those two eventually.
Okay. Mercedes most likely wrestling Windsor on that show?
No, she's facing Windsor on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So who would Mercedes wrestle? We gotta get Mercedes a big name.
You can do her versus Willow or Chris. Or maybe a WWE name coming in.
Yeah, Dakota Kai. There we go. get. You want to see Dakota Kai or AJ Lee? It's your choice.
It's your choice. Who you like more? Who do you like more?
Are you still mad that she got released because she's old? Support her.
What do you think that Becky Lynch is going to add to the vision moving forward?
Oh, so much better promos. You don't have to rely on Heyman every single week. You can have Becky Lynch kind of drive the narrative. I think that she's like perfect because and then also too, it's like a different voice for Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. You know, like I feel she just adds more promo flexibility because that's the problem with the Vision. They're so reliant on Heyman. They don't have like that. Like the Bloodline had Roman and Heyman, and then when you added Sammy, it was like, okay, cool. You have 3 people that can talk for them and stuff, and the Usos can do their thing. Like Bron Breakker's great when he's not on the mic. When Braun's just having his spaz attack, he's like, "Freaking stupid! You suck! You're 40. Your combined age is 57." It's like, what are you saying? It's like that's when he's the best. But when he's on the mic himself, he's not there yet, where he can just do it on. So Bronson Reed, he has that potential, but I'm not looking forward to hearing Bronson Reed talk every week. But you have Heyman, and then you have Becky, and then if Seth just has to use his usual 2 or 3 lines that he has to do every single week just because he's Seth, that's so much better. It adds a better promo diversity, but it adds more character layers not only just for Becky Lynch, but also to this whole group dynamic. Because then, when Bron Breakker starts getting mad, he's gonna have to step up to Becky Lynch and stuff. And Hey, look, I'm not saying they'll do this, but they did do it with Roman Reigns, where, when Roman Reigns finally speared Stephanie at WrestleMania 32, that could be like a huge spot when Braun does finally betray the vision. Becky's going to take a bump for Bron Breakker. I hope he doesn't do a jumping spear on her, but you know what I'm saying? Like
hit her softly, bury me softly, brother.
I could totally see when Seth and Braun are fighting for whatever title they're fighting for, or whatever big blow off match you're having, Becky will take a spear for it. So I think it just adds like a great dynamic, like especially for a woman on Becky's caliber, where she doesn't really need the vision. Like she doesn't need this group. She's doing fine on her own. But to add her into it, it kind of just makes the vision more tolerable from a promo perspective and stuff. Like that's what I like about it. It's just better promos.
Honestly, it's the credibility of it all as well. The fact that she wants to join the vision, it adds to the credibility, and it's the fact that this is a move that you can't say is 100% like on the fly, is an improv, because that's what a lot of WWE's moments they've created. It's been like on the fly, kind of making a decision or making a pivot at a certain point. This feels like something that they have had planned for a couple of months, because Becky has been mentioning my hot husband a lot in her promos. So it feels like they sowed the seeds and set this up well. So that's why I'm into it a little bit more. But let's talk about the overall show, and let's talk about it with all of you in the chat. Final call for super chat donations. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on the video, share this video, subscribe if you are new, and hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, let us know in the live chat your moment of the night, your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? From me and Chase for WWE Clash in Paris 2025 in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up from both of us. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Chase?
7 out of 10. The Cena match and then the Donnybrook brawl, those really saved it match quality wise and stuff. Main event was fine. It had a solid plot twist. Beginning after Roman segment, the middle of the show, we can just erase from my memory banks. It's okay. Like, we'll never watch this ever again.
Yeah, I would gotta go 7 out of 10 as well. Like, going back over it, I was leaning towards 7.5, but I think I'm more like end on like 7 out of 10. As one of the worst WWE matches of the year. The tag team title match didn't need to be here, could have been on a pay-per-view. The opener with Roman and Bronson and the 4-way main event were both good, but nothing that I have to go out of my way to see. Yeah. Like you said, the two matches in the middle really carried this show. Then we're gonna go with match of the night then. Chase.
I'm going to go Cena Logan. I think I'm still high on that match. Probably when I go back, I'll be like, yeah, no, it's actually the Donnybrook match, but I'll just say Cena Logan. That crowd really got me into it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cena and Logan as well. Honorable mention to the Donnybrook matchup, because that makes the decision very, very, very hard. LVP for the show, I'm going to give it, unfortunately, to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella was the worst performer on this show, and Paris did not care for her one bit. And the only reason that Paris basically added anything to that poor excuse for a matchup is Rebecca Quinn. So she has avoided an LVP.
Yeah, same. Poor Nikki. Have to watch her ex kiss his wife too. That's crazy.
Did she have to sign a cohabitation agreement?
Yeah, exactly.
MVP for the show, I will go with Becky Lynch, because she won her matchup and then followed up by ending the show as the most important member of the Vision. But I'll give it overall to the Vision. Chase.
Honorable MVP is my dog Post Malone. Every fucking match, he had a new full beard. This guy was blasted throughout the show, enjoying life. Post Malone, literally, if you go back. You don't have to. You can just watch Post Malone. His beer cup is full. I'm like, this guy's just drinking a beer per match. This guy is a lunatic and stuff.
He's on a roll. I love it.
Yeah, I love you, Post Malone. But yes, Becky Lynch is the MVP of the night. She had the plot twist. She won her match. But like you said, most important part of the Vision. Cena, honorable MVP as well. Like, great to see him. But we've seen this from Cena before. It's not like nothing new with John Cena and stuff like that. France, you're an MVP too.
Yeah, the France crowd, definitely an MVP, honorable mention. And moment of the night, I'm gonna go with John Cena's entrance.
SP3, how dare you? We finally saw the Furious Lock for the first time in years, and this is your moment of the night, not the Furious Lock being put in for the first time ever.
It's probably Becky Lynch joining the Division, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch joining the Division because I am a Becky mark.
There was a lot of moments I liked. I liked my OTC one giving out his shoes to the fans. That was one of my favorite moments. I was like, lucky ass man.
And the spear. I would
literally tackle a fan for those shoes. I would literally be like, "No, motherfucker, this is mine." I would be the tribal thief in that situation. It's gonna be my shoe, damn it. But I'm kind of with you. Cena's entrance, like, just because like we don't see Cena ever like have like emotions like that. He was very emotional as he was coming out. Like he couldn't believe how beloved he was. Like he's just like, wow. Like you could tell like this is like for Cena, it's like shit. I only have like 8 more dates but they're not going to be like this. Like, this is what I'm going to miss. This is why I love WWE. This is why I love wrestling. Like you can tell Cena was very emotional in that during that entrance. So yeah, that's my moment of the night. As a big John Cena fan, I'm like, man,
hit him in the feels. Hit him in the feels.
Hit me in the feels.
We've made it to the end of another pay-per-view PLE review. Want to thank you all for joining us live. Thank you all if you're watching us on demand. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up, comment down below if you're watching on demand. Let us know what you thought about WWE Clash in Paris. And thank you so much to Chase for joining us today. As always, Chase, you always bring the goods whenever you join us. Please let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, where they can see you on Around the Point, True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, and anything else.
Yeah, follow me on X at ChaseOver68. True Hill Heat Sports. We will be doing the True Picks, me and Stat King. That'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, so check that out. Around the Point, it's just hard to align with Steve's schedule because my schedule is getting busy with holidays coming up, so I won't be on because Steve does mostly other shows on the weekends and stuff on the afternoons. So whenever you tune into Around the Point, I most likely could be on or not. And if we ever do watch-alongs or if SP3 needs a fill-in, I'm always here for him, man. If I'm available, I'll be like, I'm there, bro. I got you.
Appreciate you for that, good brother. Always can count on Chase to come through. And always can count on y'all for checking us out today. Appreciate y'all for that. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. I'll be back live tomorrow on Fightful Overbook with In the Weeds with Jeremy Lambert, talking all about today's Monday Night Raw and everything from the weekend. You can also find me, and I think we got an interview with Donovan Dijak tomorrow on Fightful Overbook, so join us for that.
Good guy.
Then here on True Hill Heat, the wrestling YouTube channel, it's going to be me and Top Guy JJ tomorrow for Rated Raw review. Well, Romeo showed up when he wasn't supposed to show up last week to see the new intro that we got with Top Guy JJ included. Plus, he wanted to troll me because Nikki Bella insulted me. So
he's like our tribal chief. He takes his time. He comes when he needs to.
Exactly. But yes, I'll be back live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with JJ to review Monday Night Raw. So join us for that. We got some THH cuts dropping this week. We also got the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, AE Ramble. Y'all know the deal. Hit the bell to always stay notified. But for Chase, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our WWE Clash in Paris 2025 review. We are signing off until next time.